How's everybody doing? A little bit. Might people get in here. Oh, puppies. Ugh. Click, click, click. That's all you do.
Come in and say hi before you get started.
All right, I need to get this off here.
Hi guys. Hope everyone is having a blessed day today. So we have a lot going on around here. Actually, it's not like
Yeah,
that. There's also going on that it's roasting in the oven, so there's nothing to do for a while except love on these dogs.
yeah.
Huh.
Talk to y'all, I guess. I
I
was,
know. You're jealous. Y'all are jealous
I
of
was,
each other.
gonna make this stream is truth the dividing line. So I read something in the Bible. I'll give a little chance for a few more people to get in here before I read it. But and
Leave us a comment and let us know who's watching and what y'all are doing today.
yeah,
We have Mabel and Max.
yeah.
And Murphy. And Mo. And Mo.
Yeah, I went ahead and bought the StreamYard, so I'm trying to figure out how to get the banners and all that up there. I'll figure that. I got some pictures on my phone. I can't access on the computer, so I know,
Careful.
puppy, you're
Not
all
on the
over me.
Bible. What's going to be your topic today?
Truth is truth, the dividing line. Pretty much, what you believe is true, is it really that important? Does it matter at all?
Quick.
I guess I'll read this real quick. In John 8, verse 42, it says, Jesus said to them, if God were your father, you would love me, for I came from God and proceeded into the world. I did not come out of my own authority, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speaking? Because you could not bear to hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks from his own nature, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet because I tell the truth, you do not believe me. Which of you convicts me of sin? If I speak the truth, why do you not believe me? He who is of God hears God's words. Therefore, you do not hear them, because you are not of God. That was basically when Jesus was confronted by the people in Jerusalem. And he was basically telling them that he was the way and that whoever believes in him will be set free. They'll know the truth and the truth will set them free. But they didn't think they were slaves because they didn't understand his words. So they basically said, how can we be slaves? We're the children of Abraham. We've never been slaves. But they're kind of like our generation today and don't know their history. Fortunately, every race on this planet has been a slave at one time or another. So don't ever feel like the Lone Ranger on that. But that's basically what Jesus was saying is I sit here and tell the truth and you don't believe me, so you're gonna pretty much believe the opposite because that's what the enemy has in his arsenal. There is no truth in him. So every time he hears the truth, he's got to argue with it. You know, good and evil won't sit shoulder to shoulder and get along. Somebody's got to go, and that light shines. Darkness got to go. Darkness don't wipe out the light. God is greater. God is greater. You know, a lot of people get scared of the end times and stuff like that. It says in Revelations, we are blessed to know these things. Anybody who reads the book of Revelations, it's a blessing. For the simple fact you know what's going on while you're in it. So you won't be deceived. It's all a trick, all mind trick, really. No scheme of things, you know. We've been told so many things that just are not true. Our whole society just, you know, it's been thrown into our schools, been thrown into universities to the extreme, you know. Universities are very smart in an indoctrinated way. They are a mastermind of indoctrination. You know, it's called thinking outside the box, and they don't do that. You know, PhD means way, way more than the truth. You know, and I talk to a lot of people about the truth, and they're like, well, who said that, or who said this, or doesn't matter who said it. Is it truth or not? You know, you can put a title on anybody, and they can still lie. Did I run you off, hon? Oh, I didn't mean to run you off. So, how are y'all today? Yeah, but they ain't talking. So, something's got them intrigued for sure. Yeah. You what? Oh, the Suez. Yeah. There's Hans. How's it going, buddy? I was just sitting there talking about uh, the truth being the dividing line. And I read some scripture there. Did you get to hear what I read? And I closed the book. Should have done that. I was reading in John chapter 8 where he was telling the people they were getting mad at him because he was spitting truth at them. And then they started uh, telling him he ain't from Abraham. And he basically told them, if you were of the Father, you would love me. So, but a lot of people, when they hear the truth, he's lurking. You know the truth, it'll set you free. And a lot of people, they think They just have to gather so much up and then bam, they're good to go. But we need to be growing and learning in this every day. Han Solo. How'd you get that name, Hans? Or Star Wars fan, I guess. I think I've watched them all the old ones for sure. Yeah, my sister, she think it's faith until it's verified. Just on the name. You think it's faith until it's verified. Oh yeah, I think if whatever you believe in, because there's a lot of things we have faith in that we don't even you have faith in it without even thinking about it. Like nobody sits down in a chair and every time wonders if the chair is going to hold them. You automatically just have faith in that chair. And then whenever you sit in there and the chair don't crumble on you, that verifies your faith in that chair. And if God is real and God is the truth, then he will really verify it with the truth. I would say. I don't know how else to put that. I mean, I guess I see what you kind of talking like Doubting Thomas when he had to put his fingers in Jesus's hands. All right, thank you, babe. I'd say really, however, no matter how you know, I think truth kind of rings in the ear. You know what I mean? And it rings a different tone to different people. I guess some people hear, and truth is scary, and the truth hurts in a lot of places. But it's how we react to it. I believe that defies our character. I don't know how else to put that. You know, because really, if it's something is true, there running from it doesn't do any good. Hiding from it doesn't do any good. The simple fact that the truth always comes out, or that's been my experience. You know, you have knowledge the chair should work until it's worn out. True. But how do you know when it's worn out? Well, how do you know when the last time it's going to be when it busts on you? So it's you're going to have to. I mean, I guess you could go up there and test it every time, but most people wouldn't unless they're just OCD or whatever, scared for their life. I mean, I've seen a lot of chairs that look like they're just going to give on you, you know, and you sit in them, they're rock solid. So, I mean, you got to, You don't really get any fruit if you stay on the trunk. You gotta go out on a limb sometimes. You have knowledge the chair should work. Should's the key word there, but it doesn't always work. So in fact, knowledge, I guess knowledge is good up to a point. Then at some point, your knowledge runs out, and you have to go by faith. I mean, you don't have any choice if you don't know, and you have to make a decision. I mean, unless I don't. Hey, Florida, talking about truth or dare. No, we just basically one time it won't. That's why you have God. Credit so the falls God. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's going to fall down. That's for sure. 7 times down, 8 times up. That's all you can do. Got to keep looking ahead. You know, I like the way it says in the Bible, the Lord goes before you. I mean, if you're looking forward, you see the Lord. You look behind you, you don't see. All you do is look at your past falls and past mistakes. You're looking forward, you're looking at the Lord. Yeah. One time, yeah, it is difficult because everybody, I mean, I guess the crazy thing about truth is truth can be twisted one way or the next, or this way or that way, you know. But in its original form, the truth is always, I mean, that's the way it was created. It was created truth. Like you can't make a lie off something that isn't the truth. You have to have the truth to make a lie. It is always the twisting of the truth, you know. And truth seekers are, that is our job, is to twist it back to the truth and let people see it, you know. And that's basically, I think, what Jesus was saying there is people that have an ear are going to hear the truth, and then it's going to bingo in our minds. But people who love the lie because their father loved the lie are going to be like, no, it won't compute, I guess would be a way to say it. There's a lot of, I mean, there is minds out there that just are so far brainwashed. I ain't gonna say there ain't no coming back from that, but it's almost like a Saul of Tarsus moment, you know. That's how educated Saul was, though. Saul was, he had learned every culture around him. He was uh, book smart in the highest degree of his time, for sure. You know, I think that's why God chose him to take it to the Gentiles. You're absolutely right, Patriot. Yeah. you gotta make room for the truth. I mean, you're gonna have to get out of the way of it. That's hard to do in a lot of situations, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of have you ever read any C.S. Lewis? You know, the one who wrote The Witch in the Wardrobe, or I think The Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, Chronicles of Narnia is what it was. I read a lot of stuff from him, and puts it in a practical way where it's just common sense. He does a lecture, I think it's on just mere Christianity is what it's called, which is a broad topic to say the least. So you can't really specialize too much in there. That's a big subject to cover for sure. Yeah, my daughter, she's about the same age there. She listens, but it's I don't know how to say it. The author again, C.S. Lewis, Lewis. He was actually friends with J.R. Tolkien, who wrote the Lord of the Rings and all that. And they were actually part of a book club or an authors kind of a writers club there in England in the early 1900s. You think faith is a starting trial period to verify truths versus falsehoods? Hmm. So, are you saying, Hans, that once you it's verification, that it ain't faith anymore, or because I can kind of see that, but then again, you have to go into the future with it, so you still have to use it. I don't know if I'm taking that wrong or not. Yeah, I know it all, and mom was educated in the medical field, so she knows everything. I'm an idiot, and is just her mom. That is just her mom. Oh, you're just her mom. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, they think, well, that's the brainwashing deal in the schools is these people are experts, so you got to listen to the experts, you know. But then when you question them about what they're saying, they're like, well, you're not smart enough to know. Well, somebody tells me I'm not smart enough to know, then I quit listening to what they say, period. Because, well, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but I'm not at a wavelength that I can't comprehend, you know. And that's how you know if somebody's telling you the truth. Is a lot of times when somebody says, "You, if you don't believe me, look for yourself." A liar will never say that. They don't want you looking. They don't want you. They just want you to take their word for it. And if you were smart enough, you'd take their word. Yeah. No, yeah, that's how my kids are. It's too much work, and that's another deal. The brainwashing is if you want to be good in this area, you know, it takes 4 years of school and this and that. That's ridiculous. You can get on the internet and learn in a few months what they're learning in 4 years if you really get in there and dive into what you're wanting to learn, and find all the information you can out on it. You can, I mean, we have an ultimate amount of knowledge right here at our fingertips, and they've brainwashed our kids into thinking they're dumb and they'll never understand it. Take it on faith to start, then try it on for size, and it ends up being true or not. The longer the set of lies, the less future faith they get. I guess. I mean, the longer you believe the lie, the less you're not going to have faith. You're going to have faith, but you can have faith in the lie, though. Faith works both ways. You can have faith in the truth or faith in the lie. Faith's a powerful thing no matter where you take it. But when you have faith in the most powerful one, then that's when faith's at its most powerful list. Yeah, memorizing, no critical thinking at all. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Florida is people they don't teach them to problem solve or think outside of a box. Or I've seen a deal where they took a crow and they had this little bug in the cylinder, and it was in a little bit of water. Well, that crow tried to reach his beak down in there to get the bug, and he couldn't reach it. So he went and started grabbing. He went and started grabbing rocks and dumping it down that water, and he rose that water level up where he could grab the bug. You know, so some crows, they say crows are equivalent of a 7-year-old child in their thinking ability, and that's about as smart as they want you in the public school system. About a 7-year-old. They want you smart enough you can take orders. You can read what they write you, and you can pretty much brainwash you, where you can read and at least understand what their brainwashing is. They want you to think for yourself. Yeah, I see a lot of people, Hans, with faith, and there ain't nothing after this. It takes faith it takes actually more faith to believe that than to believe that there is something after this, because we have all kinds of obvious things. Yeah, animals aren't taught to rely on. Yeah, you got to figure it out, or you know, yeah, you don't have a choice. And you'll be amazed what you can do when you don't have a choice, and that's your only option. Thing about it is truth gives you a lot of options. You stick to it in its truest form, because, like, you know, that's another tactic of the enemy to think, well, you don't have any other option. You're going to have to go down this road. You know, you've seen Extreme Reality Check. No, what is that? video or movie or something? Yeah, God always gives options. He'll either give you, he'll never force anything on you, which the enemy can't either, but he can trick you into thinking this was the only path you could actually take. You know what I mean? Fortunately, that's why so many people commit suicide. Oh, yeah, YouTube. No, I'll have to check it out. What do they talk about on it? Just, I guess that would be truth, wouldn't it? Reality, same thing. How it really works. Yeah, you can go amazing places with, you know, like Jesus said, you'll know the truth sets you free. But once you know that truth, then you can go out and start spreading out and finding more truth, you know. But you have to tether off to that truth right there. But everything circles around God anyway, so you're never going to get too far from Him. Like David said, I can go on the highest mountain, I can go in the lowest valley, I can make my bed in Sheol, and you're still there, God. You have to watch her. She's so good. Sometimes I listen to her work twice just to make sure I got it all. Yeah, that's good there. I mean, she's got a lot of info. Yeah, I did quite a bit of studying on apologetics myself. And that's defending the faith. I mean, that's what it says in Peter, anyways. First or second, I can't remember, but it says always be able to give a defense of the hope that is inside you. And in Greek, it's the defense of is apologia. And that's where we get the word apologetics. She's been on it for 4 years or 10 years. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I wrote a poem about, and C.S. Lewis. I can go ahead and read it. What do you mean? What? Explain what? What do you mean? Please explain. You talking about being a shit. Ugh. Truth is ever present, but the outcomes are fluid. That's pretty deep there, Hans. All right. Okay, I will. My son just pulled up out there, so I'm gonna give it a second. Are they going out there? Okay. Hush, maybe. Maybe you're loud. All right, I wrote this a while back. I watched a little poem that C.S. Lewis wrote. wasn't really a poem, but it was like a little lecture. It's called "Are You a Man or a Rabbit?" And I said, "Can someone live a good life without Christianity?" This is not an honest question. It's simply vanity. When someone asks this question, they're saying I'm good enough. Because to them, it's not really about being good. It's about getting more stuff. That's what makes a man different from a rabbit. Man should want to know the truth, reach out and grab it. Now, either Christianity is true or it is not. An honest person will want to know that this no matter what they get or what they got. Jesus said he was in the Father and the Father was in him. So he is the truth. And his life, the suffering on the cross, and the resurrection is the proof. Now, is that the truth? That is the real question. Not waiting for Judgment Day to find out would be my suggestion. Don't be like the rabbit and find a hole to hide in, because you can try to live a good life. You're still going to sin. Trying to live a good life without God is like riding with no lights on. You're doing your best, but you can't find what to write with or what to write on. If there's a starving man, a good person's going to want to give him a full meal. But someone who knows the truth, he knows that's going to get that man killed. So, can someone live a good life without Christ? Yes, but what about eternity? For on Judgment Day, you'll need the truth because the truth will set you free. The truth should be to a man what a carrot is to a rabbit. No matter what it cost him, he should want to have it. My chorus of dogs. Oh, hey, disabled. I'm going to pause this for a minute and tell all the ruckus. I put that link up there if anybody wants to get on. That's the joys of having little dogs. They love to bark. And I got a mess of them. I put that link down there, Jeff, if you want to jump up. I love you too. I was on yesterday, disabled for about an hour. My StreamYard, I had to pay the fee or whatever and get it going. I guess. Yeah, I think they only give you like 20 hours. What have you been doing? Any more canning? Well, Florida was apologetic. So I have lots at my house, but only two that are mine. Yeah, I love dogs too. They're always good. Simply the truth. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But that's a big, big conversation. You know what I mean? No, I think I got one, but it's been a minute ago. Yeah, I'll explain apologetics. Basically, apologetic. Paul was an apologetic. My goodness gracious. Paul was an apologetic, and that's it's a fancy word, I guess, for evangelist. But you go on to educated, you know, it's this. Well, it ain't really a study of. It's a defense. Our testimony is. There's disabled. Yeah, there he is.
Hey, hey, hey. If
How's it
my hair is a mess, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I didn't. I
Now,
didn't comb mine either.
yours looks better than mine. At least you got a hairline.
Yeah, slowly going backward.
Hey, mine's been going backwards.
Yeah.
So.
Well, did you get to hear
Now,
the poem?
I did hear that about the rabbit.
Yeah. Yep.
That I heard, and I like the poem.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that one.
So,
I was explaining to Florida what a apologist is. And a lot of people, when you hear it, you think it's somebody just goes around saying they're sorry about everything. But it comes from the word apologia, and it means in the defense of. And Peter said we should always be able to give a defense of the hope that is inside of us. That's like when people sit here and tell you Big Bang and evolution and all that. Well, you can tear that apart with common sense.
well, now I kind of do believe there was a big bang. I believe God set it into an existence, and bam, there it is. But the
Yeah.
way the scientists is saying it happened, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Something comes from nothing. That's scientific impossibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the only way I can see something coming from nothing is if God says it. That's it.
Yeah. That'd be the only way. That's the way I look
Yeah.
at it too. And I mean, I've talked to children and tell them that they ask pretty much how we got here, and I say a big bang put us here, and they'll look at you like you got three heads. And then you tell them God did it, and they're like, okay, and they'll just take off running like they don't even second guess it. It's common sense. Yeah.
Well, I kind of, you talking about being an apologetic. I don't know if I can pronounce it right or not, but I always thought that was good upbringing. Well, my
Yeah.
household, if you didn't say ma'am or sir or like that, you got your tail whooped.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
like I said, good upbringing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's good. What does that say?
what?
All of that is simple theory. None of those explanations have been verified. So why the hell are we teaching that in school? Yeah.
That
You're exactly right.
it
I
needs to be
wouldn't.
taught. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said it needs to be put back in school. There's a lot of things that need to be put back in school.
Yeah. Yeah. We did the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think we sang God Bless America or America the Beautiful, one of them songs every morning when I went to school.
Yeah, I mean, it was a normal routine. When you got into your home class, you stood up, put your hand over your heart, and you did Pledge of Allegiance to the flag,
Yeah.
And about the song, I don't think we done that here.
Yeah.
Now, I may be mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was raised up to love my country. I was raised up to, I guess my community, we were raised to love God, and be thankful for what we'd been given, and that I don't know where that went out of style. I don't understand why that went out of style. That was a good life, I thought, or it was a good way to live, you know.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have never went
Well,
out of style.
Well, I got my theory, but people will probably shut you down if I get fired up on that one. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that on the back burner.
yeah. Well, I was just sitting there because I read some scripture and I was reading where Jesus was telling them, I sit there and I'm telling you the truth, and you don't believe me because basically what he told them is y'all are just like your daddy, the devil, and he loves lying. So that's why y'all love to lie, and you act just like him. And I'm paraphrasing that. He didn't say it like that exactly, but
Yeah,
you know,
to break it down, yeah, I understand. But I mean, there's a whole lot of lying going on up on the hill nowadays.
yeah,
But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna back off a little bit. I still am kind of groggy. I got to get woke up. Now,
oh, okay,
don't get me wrong. I am gonna keep you on the phone here, but
okay.
the way I'm going right now, I can't even. I'm like no nose. I can't even put two sentences together.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming up, Disciple.
You have a blessed day, sir, and you tell
You
your
too,
wife
buddy.
the same thing.
I sure will. I sure will. Thank you, Disciple.
Uh, yes, sir. Bye bye.
He's still half asleep, pretty much. He said, "We're, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm 40, so I ain't real old, but I ain't real young either, I guess." Yeah. These kids are taught that it's not the best country. They're taught we're the sorriest country. Really? Yeah, that's for sure. These kids today, that's like my son brought his history book home and we looked into it and I was looking at the forward at the very beginning of it, and it was basically saying we're teaching these kids this history so that whenever it comes time to protest, they'll know their history and they'll know why they should rise up and protest. It wasn't to know the truth, it was to cause division, as Hans was saying there. Yeah, exactly. It's to divide. It's tribalism, is what it is. You know, and tribalism is that's. I mean, that's war. It always rolls down to war, division. Are y'all around 40 or 50, 30? Somewhere in that age range? Which I don't care how old you are. Myself, we all everybody can learn. You can learn when you're 80 years old. Yeah, I mean, when I was in school, we was taught America was like the greatest. If somebody would have run for and put socialist in front of their name, you know what I mean? That's just like communist. I was always taught that that was, that was no way. I mean, to live. It was before the Berlin Wall, and then you seen these people trying to jump over the wall to get to where it was free. I'm like, why would you want to be on the other side of that wall? Yeah, by a few. Uh, on Facebook always jumps in the way. I'll put that link back up down there because I'd rather talk to somebody than by myself. A big spider. Oh, jumping spider. Good. You got the jump on it. Yeah. But yeah, there's more people in here now. But I've already read the scripture and was talking about the truth of things. Why is like Winston Churchill said that the truth is so important, it's often guarded by a bodyguard of lies or something like that. Pretty much, it's so important, it's protected by a bodyguard of lies. So people don't want that out for sure. You know, can't enslave people who are truly free. Uh, you know, oh, hey, can you get on the stream yard? Oh, my battery is running low. That ain't working, Deb. I thought it was on charge.
How's it work?
Yeah, I went to Florida whenever I was 18. I loved it down there. Oh, it's charging now. I wasn't plugged in the wall.
Yeah. The chair.
Oh, yeah. Everything's got electric in it now. Tell her you're welcome. So, yeah, when I went to Florida, she came from Delaware 10 years ago. Yeah, it is. Beautiful weather down there too. Huh? Yeah, Jeb, that's happened. I've already got a notice on that. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to. I'm gonna get on there and see if I can fix that because StreamYard, they won't. I guess I don't know how that notification stuff works because there's people I've put notifications on and they don't notify me either. So, and they go straight to the. No, he's making salsa, Hans. Pretty much. That's what my wife's been working on. So a lot of tomatoes and bell peppers. Which how many of them pints you get out of the salsa verde? Like 30? 4 quarts in one pint? Well, you got more than that. Oh, okay. Uh, Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, that's the only thing that's really got me thrown off on all this is the beat. That's the part I don't get. And, you know, I know I don't want it, but DNA's God given. They ain't messing with that. So that's our blueprints. That's our code. You know, which I've heard some crazy things on how that separates the pretty much a conscience from you. You won't even be able to tell the truth from a lie, good from evil, you know. Yeah, that's basically how we make our living, Jeff, is we can and we sell and then we put back what we don't sell, you know. We garden and coming out with antiviral things. Yeah, I ain't relying on it. I mean, I hope they do for the people that's already took it, but I hope they do have some antiviral things because that's crazy. I don't have a web page. I just now started this YouTube channel. I've only been doing this about a month and a half. So I don't care, Ronnie. They're all over me anyways, bro. Like I said, I have like 180 subscribers and I have a man dedicated to me, I guess. That's how I should put it. We're pretty good. We're pretty good friends though. He knows I know he's there and I know he knows I'm there. So oh, email, yeah. Yeah, I got an email. Yeah, but if they're making it, do you really trust them on the anti, Ronnie? That's part that throws me off on it all. But I mean, I ain't no medical doctor. My wife knows more about uh bacteria and stuff like that than I do. Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to go from there on that crap. I'm just gonna hold out as long as I can on it. No, you can put it up there if you want, on. Uh, yeah, she does a lot of canning. I mean, over words we can't use. I don't know what that means, brother. Can you go over words we can't use? I don't know if that's a question or answer. I say whatever I want. I mean, they're gonna flag me. There ain't no sense of dancing no more. Cat's out of the bag. They know it. We know it. Everybody knows it. I mean, it's either you're gonna accept it or you ain't. And it ain't time to run anymore, for sure. This is what holding the line is. He's trying to say is like a no nos or okay. Oh, you mean uh, I can do. I mean, I can understand that code. I guess if that's what you're asking. For the most part, I ain't gonna say I know it all, but I'll get the gist. I'm awake if that's what you're asking. Not woke, awake. That woke, that's stupidity to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I just talk. You know, there's ways of saying things that blow people's minds. Anyways, you ain't even trying to. So so I mean, I know that's a tough question. For sure, it is for me. It's hard for me to wrap my head around it a lot of times. You know, because I mean, once you start digging into this stuff, it almost seems like everything's a lie. There's only one path. I guess that's what Jesus meant, the narrow way. Because that's all there is really. And after the sea of deception, yeah, yeah, they call themselves woke, and I mean, woke on what? I just don't understand how you can go that long in school and not learn no history whatsoever. You know, it's like me. I'm eighth. I'm. I got about an eighth, maybe a little more. Cherokee in me. You know that right there. I mean, me just being Cherokee, I studied my history of my people, and then I'm Irish a lot on the other, so I studied the history of the Irish. Why would I ever trust any outside force? You know what I mean? Besides God to have my best interest. You know, I that's pretty much knowing the truth. You know the heart of man in general, and a lot of people will say, well, individually men are good, and then as a whole they're evil, or vice versa, or either way. But it doesn't matter. Men make mistakes. Yeah, you're right. A lot of it is. A lot of it is. I mean, a lot of people sit there and I tell you what blew my mind. I seen this on a video the other day, and they said that this was an astronaut from NASA saying we can't go back to the moon because we don't have that technology anymore. They destroyed it. You mean tell me that this technology, I mean, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind is destroyed? And it's a painful process to put it all back together again? Well, I mean, we're giving you what, $1 billion a year to do it? I don't know how much money they get, but I know it's a lot. I just thought that was funny because that was from the horse's mouth, you know. And you went to the moon in 1969, and we can't. And I'm seeing rockets still just boom blowing up. We're still trying to just get out of the atmosphere. Those I don't understand how we didn't get no better over all this time. All right, love you. We should be putting people back and forth on the moon, you know, pretty regularly, at least about once a month, I believe. At the rate technology has increased down here for sure. Since when they told us the moon is inside our atmosphere, you tell me? Well, they said that there was like some radiation. Allen, I think, was the name of the scientist that discovered a radiation belt between here and the moon. And I mean, this would fry all communications whatsoever. And they said that's why they can't go back, but they just ripped right through it in 1969, no problem. And nothing was ever said about it. I mean, what do you mean, Mars? They haven't went to Mars, I don't think. Or they ain't put no men down on Mars. I know that. Actually, they ain't put men anywhere besides the moon in 1969, and haven't done anything since. Really, that's what you know. I agree that I don't think there's a belt between us and the moon either. But one's saying there is, and one's saying there ain't. So somebody's lying. That's you know what I mean. That's what I mean by looking at truth. So you're lying about the whole thing here. So what really went down is you know I've done enough research on it, and I know what an X-ray can do to a human body. You know, it will cook it. It's like a microwave. That's why when you get an X-ray, they put a piece of lead in between you and the radiation, so don't give you cancer. And you're telling me that they're up there with gamma rays, which are like 10,000 times stronger than an X-ray, and they don't have any lead protecting them whatsoever. They have aluminum foil. You know, that moon lander or whatever looks like a tweaker shack. If you really want to know the truth, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing too far into it, but don't pass the sniff test on me. Yeah, it ain't federally run, and that's the deal. It's just like down here at the border. You know, the border patrol get these people, then they run them on the interior, and then they'll have nonprofit organizations take them, and you'll never see them again. It ain't federal because federal you could hold them accountable for it, but you can't hold them accountable when this one's doing it and that one, and you scattered the work out to 10,000 different locations. Hard to track it. And that's what they do with space programs. I mean, everybody's in on it. That's what they do with the banks. That's what they do with religion, division, tribalism. You know, you're over there, you do this, you do that, you do this. Nobody knows the big picture. Nobody sees what's really what the end result is, you know. Because there's somebody in NASA who could be an engineer and he's building up these blueprints, you know, and they're telling him, yeah, we're putting all this stuff together. And then they show him video footage. This is where your part went, bam, here. And, you know, and he don't know that it's all pretty much staged work. It ain't like he's lying about it. He just wasn't in on the joke. And that's what a lot of people say. Well, why would that many people lie about it? No, there ain't that many people lying about it. There's a few on top, and then they tell the rest what they need to know. And it ain't, you know, because there really ain't that many wicked people out there. There's just a lot of brainwashed people that need to know the truth, and then that will wake them up. Then they'll get to looking for it, and they'll see it. You know, that's our job here as fellow humans, I think, especially once you've been, you know, a lot of the Christian people, we get this knowledge and this truth, and then they're like, well, hold on to it, don't lose it, you know. And I don't think that's what Jesus meant. Uh, he said to shine your light. That ain't, you know, don't sit and get in a corner and run away from evil and people that might do bad stuff to you. You know what I mean? Give them the light. And a lot of people, you know, they're too worried about losing it rather than sharing it. You have a rocket scientist in my immediate family, and he thinks he built the rockets. They're using the power of rockets for exactly what NASA says. Yeah, I mean, they don't, like I said, you don't look into it, you ain't gonna know. That's why God said, seek and you shall find. You know what I mean, if you just do what you're told, they don't require any looking into. Yeah, they don't know either. You can't see the forest for the trees, I guess would be another way to put it. Yeah, I don't know if y'all ever heard that Operation Fishbowl back in like the 50s, early 50s, when they first started letting off high altitude nukes up into the atmosphere. They called it the Cold War pretty much when the Cold War started. But, you know, then you have Fishbowl, which means, what is that? This glass ceiling they keep talking about? We're going to break the glass ceiling. Your interpretation of shine light is this: people in Christ can see one another, but people without Christ cannot see a saved person. May be wrong with that interpretation. If so, let me know. Well, yeah, we're supposed to, a light. How do I put this, Jeff? A light shines on everyone. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like Jesus says, or God says, I reign on the just and the unjust. The sun shines on the just and the unjust. You know, we have to shine for everybody, not just for Christians. We shine for everybody, and then the Father draws the children to the Son. If that's a good way to put it, you know. Even Jesus told his disciples that the only reason you came is because the Father drew you to me, you know. But we can't see people's hearts, you know. So you don't really know where anyone's at. All you can do is tell them the truth, and they're either going to come to it or they're going to run away from it. You know, that's free will. But yeah, a Christian should be able to spot another Christian, and he should be able to spot somebody who isn't a Christian. But some people are slick, you know. I don't know if that explained kind of what I was trying to say there, Jeff. But that's like if you had a lantern up there and just because a rock is a rock, you know, or you have this rock, it's going to shine on everything, you know. And what's underneath's going to start scurrying. There was a guy back in the early 1900s named Smith Wigglesworth, and he was a preacher. And this guy would get on like trains because they travel a lot by train right there, and a lot of people would beg to you can see through those using the people they're supposed to be saving with the true word of God. Yeah. How many times have I been in a grocery store shopping and a stranger came up to you and say, "You're a saved man"? I don't guess I've ever had that happen, Jeff. My preacher told me I was saved though. Once I got saved, I guess. He ripped into me. Because once I got saved, I wanted to go to church, and back then they just started the laws where you couldn't have anybody in the back of the truck. Well, I was taking all my kids up there to the church house, and my pastor was like, "No, you don't need to be driving like that. We'll just bring a bus to you." One day, I thought that couldn't find the place, and he didn't get there in time, so I went ahead and left. And I met him, and he come back to the church, and he got all up in my face, and he was like, if I ever tell you I'm gonna do something, I'll do it. He says, you don't ever not rely on me or something like that. If I tell you my word, I'm gonna give you my word and this and that. And I was just sitting there smiling. I was just got saved. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, sitting there smiling, you know. And he's like, boy, you got saved, didn't you? Right. Awesome. But somebody just I don't know. I can spot it in somebody. I don't usually go up there and tell them if someone's saved or not. But I mean, I guess it's hard to tell just by looking, but you can tell pretty quick once you start talking to them. You know, because out of the heart proceeds the mouth. If you know, people will let off what's inside of them by what they say. No, they won't. And another thing, people who ain't saved, they don't know you're saved. They don't know anything about being saved. People who are saved, you know, I don't know why. I don't know why more Christians don't go up and tell people that they recognize their fellow believers, you know, I can tell you're saved. That would probably be a good thing to do, Jeff. Yeah, Florida Patriots 71. Yeah, I enjoyed talking to you. You brought up some very good points there. Yeah, I guess that goes back to what you were saying. People without Christ cannot see a saved person. But I believe fellow believers can see each other. You know what I mean? You have a good day, Florida. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, because a lot of people they don't like being uh told what to do, pretty much. That's basically the ones I can see that accept Jesus, and the ones that don't. Or so basically, I got this, or God, I can't do this. That's what it had to be for me. I had to get knocked plumb down to the ground. And, everything I was doing is just for nothing. You know, after a while, you ain't gonna keep on doing it. I mean, the definition of insanity is to bang your head up against the wall time and time again and expect a different result, or vote Democrat. That's another definition of insanity. But I mean, these people have destroyed our inner communities, and they run them all. And that's the worst place to live in America. I know. Lived in them, and I've lived out. I've lived in red states, and I've lived in blue states, and they'll sit and tell you that the blue states got it better. I don't see it. You know, I'll take my freedom. But city life really wasn't for me. A lot of people, and there's a lot of people that like to live in the city, like having everything there nearby. You know, and I can see that, but I guess I'm a little bit more. I got to have a little more peace of mind. I stayed a nervous wreck in the city. I mean, there's just so much going on. It's hard to be aware of everybody. And that's like a lot of people. They walk into a room, and I've noticed it's mainly military, but they look for what weapons can be used against them, what weapons they can use. You know, they'll sit and survey the entire landscape to see what precautions they would take in case something went down. And I guess I never was in the military, but I guess I just naturally do that. It ain't really things, it's more of the people. Who do I need to worry about? Who's most likely to do this or that? And sometimes you're off, but for the most part, once you've studied people long enough, you realize what the tendencies are, you know, for sure. We're creatures of habit. I was hoping somebody get up here live with me, but somebody come by, my put it back up there one more time. Yeah, my wife just went and got some pies. Boy, them dudes look good too. Good, good pies. What kind of pies was them?
Peanut butter.
Coconut cream. Peanut butter. I like the peanut. I like them both. But my wife bakes, but she don't really do pies too much. She does breads and oh yeah, yeah. There's a fundraiser downtown. And that's basically what she was doing it for. Disabled says he'll buy one of those pies. I don't even know what she gave for him, Jeff. Well, I think I'm fixing to get off here. I've been on here about an hour 30. I didn't realize I've been on here. I'm gonna say a little prayer there, disabled, and I'm gonna get off here for a while. Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this time that you allow for us just to come together in your name, God, and talk about you. Talk about the things that you've done for us, God, and talk about the things that you're gonna do for us, Lord. We thank you for your mercy and your grace that you showed us on the cross, God. We thank you that you rose on the third day, Lord, and that you're coming back to get us one day. And we give you all the honor and the praise and the glory, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank y'all guys for coming by. I'm going to go get a piece of that pie. I know I am. So, y'all have a good day. Oh, I mean, I did. Will you drop that email real quick? Uh, I think it was up there, Jeff, but she gonna drop it again. Huh? Okay. Yeah. You see that, Jeff? Well, it's up there, bro. I'm gonna get off here. Take care, guys. Love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful day.